Everything you just mentioned sounds fantastic. I could do it all by a pool.
That's true.
Every single one of them. I don't have to deal with the sand. I don't have to lug all this bullshit through the sand. They want to bring umbrellas. Kids want to bring toys. I don't want to do all that. Listen, you ever tried to drug an ice chest through the sand full of shit? No, thank you. I bought an all-terrain ice chest. You know what it doesn't go through?
Hey, yo.
What's happening? I just hit myself in the face.
Let's go, man. 47. Episode 47 of the Who Effing Knows podcast. We are back for another one. We're almost at a year. We're doing big things for that. 47. Who you got?
Dude, I don't know. We are in that weird number stage right now.
I got nobody.
Me either.
What is Alvin Kamara's number?
41.
41. Yeah, I'm like, shit, I don't even know.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. We're in that weird number.
My head went AK-47, which is definitely Andre Karolinko, an NBA player. And then I was like, wait, is that Alvin Kamara? Why am I confusing this right now?
I can't name another 47 just in sports.
There's got to be one for the Saints that I'm just overlooking right now, like a safety or like somebody like a corner, like somebody that was like, I don't know, a special teamer. Who knows?
The only well, we just did what, Mike Carney or something a couple weeks ago. I don't remember.
Adam Prentice. We've done a lot of fullbacks.
We're in a tough spot. Tough spot right now with the
didn't
numbers.
Look it up.
We're the official podcast of Coffee Free Agents Everywhere. We missed that last week.
We did miss that last week because we started talking, and then I was like, I can't. Like, how do I slip this in?
Yeah.
We're talking about vinyl records right now.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah, you went straight into the intro.
I wanted to let my man introduce himself, and then we just got into his conversation, which was fine. That's on me.
It's all right. It was a long pod. It was good to just go.
I got to reel it in sometimes, and I don't. You want a fun fact?
Always.
I got a fun fact.
You don't even have to ask anymore.
So on this, we're gonna like sometimes I'll do a fun fact, sometimes I'll do an on this day thing. I started following a new account that gives me really cool wrestling stuff. On this day, June 30th, you guys won't see it on June 30th, but today's June 30th when we record. The name of Randy Orton's finisher was invented, the RKO, in a match against Tommy Dreamer.
How about that?
Yeah. Have I ever told you that I don't like that he uses the RKO? Which, let me just say this, like, probably one of the best finishing moves.
I was about to say, that would be a fun, like, top 5 one day.
Oh, hell yeah. He's totally elevated that move, and, like, anytime you see that move, you think of Randy Orton, but I have so many problems with it because it's Diamond Dallas Page's finishing move. Like, it bothers me. It's the freaking Diamond
It's
cutter.
just cool because of, like you know, the whole thing is it's out of nowhere. The fact that he can do so many different my favorite one is when Seth goes to do the curb stomp and he just launches him up in the air.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
I saw one where I forgot about it. Undertaker went to chokeslam him and he reverses it midair and just comes into the RKO.
Yeah. Any way he can fall and
it's
grab you by the head, that's it. Game over.
Shout out to Randy Orton. I hope he comes back.
Yeah, me too.
There was the rumors that he might not, but now they're saying he's close. So
I heard he's close. Also, just like the whole thing, like where they ran the segments of the RKO out of nowhere, where he would just be running across a room, he like RKO somebody on a car, like out of nowhere.
He's definitely somebody that grew on me. I did not like Randy Orton when they were doing the evolution thing. I just didn't like Randy Orton. Maybe it's because I was younger and I just was into it and didn't like evolution. But then as I grew up, I'm like, oh, this dude is legit.
Yeah.
Like,
that was the weird Triple H years and Ric Flair, and it was just a weird group. A lot of great, like, Hall of Fame guys, but it was definitely a little weird. Anyways, didn't mean to just dive into wrestling there, but that was
while we're on the topic of old wrestlers, shout out to Sting.
Oh my God,
I don't watch AEW the full show. There's a guy on TikTok I follow, like. He basically does a watch along, and then after it's over, he posts like a reaction to everything. But he has the actual episode playing like below him, so that's how I watch AEW. Like that is what my AEW knowledge is. But he does the promos, he does everything.
Yeah,
so that's how I watch AEW. Dude, what the hell was he doing?
Listen, I don't watch a lot, but I have been watching AEW more ever since Collision started because I was like, oh, new show. They're bringing some WWE guys back that I used to like Rusev and stuff like that. So I was like, I'll start watching a little bit. We're watching the other night when Darby Allin climbs up the ladder and then Sting climbs up in front of him. My wife's watching with me, and she's like, This old man is not about to do this, is he? You don't you have a life to live. Like she's like screaming at the TV. And then he leaps and comes a little short. And I'm like, ooh.
Bust his whole face.
Ooh. Yeah, I saw it exactly. Like as soon as it happened, I was like, damn, he hit his mouth. Like he's going to be bleeding. I'm waiting on it. It was rough.
I think I need to watch AEW. I think I would like AEW more than WWE because I love the in-ring. Like they do some crazy spots.
They do a lot of stuff. A lot of them end up hurt, man, because of it. Like a lot of their wrestlers get hurt. And listen, I'm not I don't watch a lot of wrestling. I'm not that guy that's like really into wrestling. I'm going to call people out for doing things a certain way. But it does seem like they get hurt a lot. Like Daniel Bryan, I didn't even watch the match the other night, but he like broke his arm and then finished the match with a broken arm. Now he's out for a couple months. And like it seems like all their top guys just constantly are getting hurt.
Yeah, I mean, not to keep diving into a wrestling conversation to start, but I would assume it's because they almost feel like they have to do these things to keep up right now with WWE. I don't know.
Yeah.
It feels, I mean, it's the first wrestling company besides like, New Japan and all of them that have been around forever that not necessarily a threat, but like it don't feel like it's going anywhere.
No, it's like a real company. Like it's definitely like way more established than something like Impact or like one of those other American companies that are out there. It does. I have gripes with it though. Like I like watching it, and I don't mean that we can talk wrestling all day because I've been watching it lately. It's weird because like there's a few things that stand out. Every segment has like 40 people in the damn segment. It's like you guys have too many people that work for you. Like let's get rid of some of these guys. You don't need a tornado tag match every single match or a 6-man tag match. Like,
everyone is in a faction.
Every single one. There's like 40 different groups of people, and then sometimes they're like some work together and then some don't work together. And I'm like, who the hell is with who? What is happening here? Every match ends with like 40 people in the ring, and I'm just like, good God. This is not old. You don't need the NWO coming out like every match.
Yeah. Every match has blood. Also, like they're always bleeding. I've seen that.
Yeah,
it just looks like a old school chaotic attitude era WWE match.
It kind of, to an extent, it misses a few things, but like, and the crowd is nuts. It's almost like if you mixed WCW and ECW back in the day. It's just like crazy fans, kind of corny sometimes, but like I don't know. It's different. Yeah. It can be fun.
Yeah, there's a place for it.
Yeah. Oh, there's definitely a place for it. It's fun. I mean, I turn it on from time to time. I don't mind it. But yeah, that's all I got for this podcast. Dave is actually gonna lead the way today. He sent me some topics, and I was like, you know what? I like every single one of these, so we're gonna do those.
All right. Did you have any that?
No, I want let's just roll with it, man.
All right. Let's go with. We'll just do this first. This was a post on Twitter that I saw the other day.
Okay.
If you could travel anywhere in the world, fully paid for, where's it going to be?
That's a great question. Fully paid for? Honestly, I think I just want to do a whole trip of Europe. Like not backpack through Europe, but definitely like just travel all the way through Europe. But if I had to pick like one spot, I'm going to like one of the beautiful like beach town, island town, not beach town, but like island towns, or like I want to stay on one of those beautiful, I don't know. Like I'm thinking Greece.
I was about to say my cousin-in-law that's coming in tomorrow. They went on their honeymoon for like a week or two to Greece, and they did like all of it. Like hopped from, like I guess it's island to island. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did it. They did the horseback riding thing, the picnic overlooking the thing. Their room was like straight off an Instagram post where it had the infinity pool overlooking the water. It was sick, dude. I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
I never wanted to go to Greece until I saw their pictures, and I was like, oh, hell yeah.
Not to like trump the conversation of like it's all paid for, but there's parts of Greece that you can find that are just as beautiful that aren't like the main areas. I see them all the time because I'm freaking follow all these random influencers and travelers because I'm obsessed with travel. But they're like way cheaper, like way cheaper. Also, fun fact, did you know, I don't know if this is true, maybe I'm talking out of my ass, but I read it somewhere the other day. If you travel internationally during like Thanksgiving or like an American holiday, it's typically way cheaper.
Like to go abroad?
Yeah. Like to go,
Like
yeah.
plane tickets are
Plane
cheaper?
tickets are way cheaper to go to like Greece or to go to like Italy during Thanksgiving as opposed to trying to fly to like New York or Orlando even. Like Orlando's always got cheap tickets. Like it's so cheap.
I guess it makes sense.
Yeah,
But I didn't
nobody's
know that.
going.
I would have just assumed because you were leaving from the United States. Like I would assume they charge you a lot to leave from the United States, but maybe not as much to fly back.
I have no idea.
I don't know. I have to look into that. So my answer would be Ireland.
Gotcha.
I want to like pub hop through Ireland. You know, big beer guy.
Mm-hmm.
That would be awesome. But I think your answer of backpacking through Ireland or whatever is or through Europe is a fair answer. I mean,
I want to hit it all.
Yeah. So my boss, like every few years, does the Viking cruise through Europe.
Mm-hmm.
They just go down the river. He said they stop. You go spend a little time one place, like a few days there. Get back on the ship. It's like 2 weeks or so,
mm-hmm.
and you just go through that. He says it's like the best experience he's ever had.
I would absolutely love that. I've had friends who have done things that are similar, and the pictures they share and like the stories they come back with. I'm just like, man, like I had an ex-girlfriend. Her sister randomly decided to pick up and literally backpack through Europe for a month. Didn't have a job, just was like, screw it, I'm going over there, and like bounced around from place to place, staying at like hostels and things like that, and like this is when I first learned that there's like families out there that'll basically take you in and like you can pay them a little bit of money and they'll like feed you and give you as much wine as you want, and like it's just like all these crazy experiences to like hang out with the locals, and I don't know, it sounds amazing. Like that's something I want. My wife would probably be scared to death of it.
Yeah.
But I would love it.
Yeah, so my issue is I don't like to fly. So that's a problem. But I would do it. Like if I'm trying to plant the seeds with Courtney about doing an Ireland trip in like 2-3 years. Because I've heard it's like really not that expensive to do them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, relative to other vacations. You know, of course it's going to cost a little bit of money, but
yeah, it's funny because like when I was younger, I always looked at, and when I say younger, I mean I'm 35 now. When I was in my late 20s, I always looked at traveling abroad as something that was like almost unobtainable, right? And now I look at tickets sometimes, and I look at like Airbnbs over there, and I'm like, I mean, I could do this.
Well,
we could do this tomorrow.
You realize you spend $2-3 grand just to go to Disney.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like, I could definitely afford to go somewhere else.
If I'm going to spend $2 or $3 grand on Disney, I'll spend $4 and go to freaking Greece or Italy or wherever.
And that's probably for a decent amount of time. You could probably do 4 or 5 days for.
I mean, you got to catch it at the right time. But I was looking a while back, and it was like, I think it was going to be like $900 for this beautiful, beautiful Airbnb, like right over a lake in a mountain range in Italy somewhere. The tickets, like round trip between the two of us, were like $1,500. And I was like, babe, we could go to Italy for like less than $3 grand. Now, granted, we need money to spend when we get there, but like, I was like, man, this is tempting. Do we just do it? Do I just throw the credit card down? Let's go.
Here's the plan. We need people to subscribe. We blow up a little bit. 5-year celebration.
I could do that. We got to get to the 1-year celebration first. We'll figure something out with that. But
goals. You got to set goals, though, right?
We do have to set goals. We do have to set goals. That reminds me, and this is off the rails, totally off the rails. When you said goals, I've been obsessed lately with like goals and growth and like all these things. You know that. You see the way I talk sometimes in these Discord chats. What is your favorite saying, or like, mine goes in line with goals. That's why I'm asking. But like, what is your favorite saying to tell people, or like to come back to people with when they ask for advice or whatever? Just anything like that comes to mind. Because I've got one that I use all the time.
Give me yours.
All right, I'll start with mine.
I might have a couple, but give me yours. My
favorite saying, no lie, is hope is not a strategy. And I think I've probably said this to you before. I've probably said it to Ethan. I've probably said it to people within the know. And what I mean by that, like I literally like started living my life by those words. It was ingrained in my brain with my first like real tech sales job. Our manager would every time we had a deal, he'd be like, well, how are you going to close it? And I'd be like, I don't know. I hope this or this. And he's like, hope's not a strategy. And then like, that was his slogan for everything. And basically the meaning was like, you always need a plan. You always have to make sure that you've done everything you can to get to wherever you're trying to go. So let's make sure that we're taking the right steps to get there. And that's how I think of it. So when I say that, it's just like, you know, how are we going to grow the no? I don't know. You don't know?
Yeah.
What's our plan?
Yeah. It's funny. Yours is more like, I'm going to say business minded is the best way I can think of it. Anything I can think of is more like a mental thing.
Okay.
Like example, like my Bible verse I have tattooed on me is Romans 8:18.
Yeah.
So essentially, the things you go through today are worth it in the end.
Yeah.
So that's something I always kind of go through. And then another one, as weird as it may sound, is my Mac Miller quote that is in my bio on my Twitter. No matter where life takes me, find me with a smile. So basically just make the most of every day. And like it almost ties in with this, right? It's like whatever you're going through, like most of the time it could always be worse. Tomorrow's another day.
Yeah.
Can't let shit linger.
Don't worry, be happy.
That's it.
How many things can we come up with that are similar?
It's very cliche. All of it's very cliche. But
it is.
Like I don't really. I think your line of work almost might have you in that mindset more often than me.
But I agree with what you're saying. Like those are definitely things that resonate with me. That
I just mean like in this moment, like it's hard for me to think of something. I don't know. People don't. I don't have conversations like that where it's like, outside of our conversations, I don't have strategic talks and
you should
things like that.
We should do that more.
Yeah, we should. We do, but we do. but you do it here. You do it in your job.
True.
Right. So like for me, my job is very laid back unless things happen. Right. And at that point, it's not really strategy. It's just like you know what to do. It's instinct.
Yeah, you've been trained.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't know. The conversations I have about giving people advice are more maybe relationship, maybe just mental. Like I'm going through some shit.
Yeah. The big Ted Lasso guy, I'm assuming.
Yeah. I love Ted Lasso.
Yeah. He's like your spirit animal, right?
Yeah, what a show.
I'm just getting back into it. That's why that came up
what a show, man.
In this conversation.
They were
but
teasing a spin-off the other day, and I'm kind of excited.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We'll see. Don't say anything because I think I got through episode 6 of season 3 finally. I watched the first 2.
It's not a spoiler. I mean, this is the last
season. Yeah. Well, they said it before this season came out. This was going to be the last season. Then the reason I didn't watch it immediately is because even leading up to it, I heard like whispers from like recordings that like they didn't like it. And I was like, oh, that's not good. Like
I thought it was really good. I really did.
Yeah. I enjoy it so far.
Yeah.
It is really emotional, I guess you would say. But like I don't have a problem with that because it was before.
Well, that's what I think. That's why I like it so much, I think. Like I think each season has been different. The first season, I think, was more of like a comedy style. Then the second season, you start to get the blend of it. This season, it's definitely less comedy, but more like the realism of the story.
And it's still got comedy. It's still got like little quips.
Every
fun.
episode has some moments where you're going to really laugh.
Yeah, it's fine. No, I do. I enjoy it. We'll get there. I think we're on episode 6 right now, so we'll see where it goes.
Oh, yeah, you're almost done. What did I just watch? I watched that show Shrinking on Apple TV.
Yeah, what's that about?
One too. The dude is it's the guy from How I Met Your Mother. I don't know his name. The big tall guy. I don't know if you ever watched that or not.
I did.
Marshall.
Yeah, he was also in Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Yeah.
I
So
can't think of his name.
He's a therapist,
but
it's basically like all the main characters are therapists, and then there's like his daughter.
Okay.
And his wife died. And that they tell you that within the first like 5 minutes of the series. His wife died, and it's basically like him trying to go through that while also being a therapist and dealing with other people's problems. And then he just kind of like goes through all these insane ways of trying to help his clients, I guess, or patients.
Interesting.
And it's kind of the same thing. Like it's got some emotional parts, but it's also funny. So it's cool. It's a good show. You should watch that next.
We'll check it out. We need things to watch. We don't watch TV a lot, so it's needing it. And like it's funny because like people out there are probably like, "Good, don't watch TV. Get outside." Okay, but at like 10 o'clock at night, when my wife and I have nothing to do and we're scrolling through our phones on TikTok, we could probably be sharing time together watching a show. Dude,
listen, when you work night shifts and the rest of the world goes to bed at 2 a.m. and you got 3 more hours to go. Luckily, you're usually up until like 1:30, so I got some company sometimes.
I don't say this enough. I probably shouldn't because nobody cares. But if you knew the amount of crap I pack into one day and the amount of sleep I get in between, I'm slowly dying.
I'm with you there, man. I had to be up at. We were literally in the Discord talking at 11 o'clock last night, coming up with ideas, and I wanted to
Yeah.
just dive into them so bad. I'm like, dude, I gotta be up in 3 hours. Like, I gotta go to bed.
Yeah, you see me. It's. I just do like if I think of something, I do it, and then it'll take. Like if I'm into it, I'll lose 5 hours and not realize that I've done all this stuff. And I'm like, oh crap, I still have to do this, and then I do all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And before I know it, I've spent 18 hours in my day working, like legitimately working.
Yeah. Dude, I got to work today. Got there at 5. By 5:30, my computer was open. I hit like pod clips,
Yeah.
new stuff, more new stuff. Like,
You're welcome,
for the first,
guys.
like 4 or 5 hours.
Nobody cares about that.
Yeah,
No-
I look up. It's 9 a.m. I'm like, what the
Shit.
fuck have I been doing with
lost
my life?
lost my whole morning, man. What happened? You just got to balance it all. It's fine. Life is
it-
balance.
Have you kind of gotten to the point? Maybe you're finally getting there because like now you're doing the Brew Bros stuff and like really like
Yeah.
diving into the editing. You just went through the site and doing all that.
Yeah.
Are you getting to the point where you're starting to plan your days around what you have to do with this?
No, but I should, because like what I do is first and foremost, like my first job always comes first, because
Of course.
has to. But when I have downtime, or like if I'm like any free time, it's like locked in on whatever I have to do
Yeah.
for the pod or for Brew Bros or
Yeah.
recruiting people or
Right.
sending text messages while I'm in meetings because it's not relevant to me. I'm like, oh, okay, let me text this person real quick. Like,
It's so fun. Like, nobody's gonna care about this kind of behind the scenes stuff, but it's interesting.
yeah,
Like, because my job, like my actual job, is so laid back. Most of this gets done at my actual job. So in a way, I am getting paid to do this.
there you go.
It's nice.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's a
But I've also kind of felt recently like I've decided I'm not doing a squeeze episode this week. I'm like, I need to take a step back for a week and just take a break.
nothing wrong with
You know
that.
what I mean?
Sometimes you need to take a step back, even if we get away from like the pod stuff
Yeah.
for a second. Like sometimes it's important to really take a step back and make sure that you're okay. I mean, we're closing it out. This will come out after. This was Men's Mental Health Month, Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. We didn't even talk about that once.
I didn't even know
Yeah.
until today, and it ends
It ends
in
tonight.
approximately
a few hours.
3 hours.
But it's important to take a step away, man, because like you never know, like shit weighs on you, and you don't even realize it's weighing on you until you blow up over something dumb, and then you're like, oh man, like why am I acting this way? And then you think back, and you're like, man, I had, you burn it at both ends.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to stop. Take a
It
breath.
usually gets me when like my son will do something
Yeah,
that's aggravating, but not worth blow it up over. And
yeah,
it
for sure.
and it just kind of I snap a little bit, right? I'm like, all right, we need to. What's going on here? Really, right?
Yeah, those are the wake up calls when it's like someone as innocent and loving as a child. I mean, my daughter, she's so dang sweet. Now she can be a little butthead, but no child ever deserves certain levels of anger that can come out of adults sometimes. So I get it. I get what you're saying. We don't have to dive too deep into that. I just wanted to acknowledge it. You got another topic? You want to do smash or pass? We can do smash or pass at any time.
Let's get that in, and then we'll dive into the rest.
Let's get it in. I do have a smash or pass this week. Smash or pass, don't forget, it's presented to you by Coops.Burgers. Normally on Fridays, they are at Winston's Patio and Pub, but they weren't there this week. There's been some weather things. It's been hot as hell, so I don't blame them. But, man, you got to check out their Instagram, Coops.Burgers. They're on Facebook, Coops.Burgers. They're just called Coops Burgers, but phenomenal burger. My favorite burgers place. Pop up in the city. Get the hot boy. Tell him Patty sent you. But, yeah, it's phenomenal. Smash or pass. We're going to go with the first thing on Smash or Pass tonight is going to be breakfast for dinner.
Oh, smash!
Yeah?
100% smash.
Tell me more.
I mean, first off, most breakfasts are easier to cook than a dinner,
Yeah.
right? Most dinners. Of course, there's meals that, a little more difficult. But, I don't know, man. Sometimes, so I'm not somebody that eats breakfast because I do my intermittent fasting a lot. So usually my first meal is lunch.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll eat breakfast for lunch, But if I don't eat breakfast in the morning, at night I'm like, I think I just want some eggs. Like I didn't have breakfast this morning.
Yeah.
I just want some eggs and something for breakfast. Or I bought a Belgian waffle maker, so I make me some protein waffles.
What kind? Kodiak?
Oh, hell yeah.
Shout out Kodiak.
I bought something new. They got the Kodiak no bake protein balls.
Okay.
I bought the birthday cake ones.
Okay.
Pretty good.
Okay.
Shout out.
There you go. Love Kodiak. I'm a big
Yeah.
Kodiak cake. I can't even talk. Big Kodiak cakes guy.
Yeah.
I'm definitely smashing. But I am curious, who came up with the idea that you can only eat in certain things for breakfast or for lunch or for dinner? Like, why can I only have eggs at breakfast? Why can I only have bacon and eggs or pancakes or any of that at breakfast?
Yeah. Like, why is it weird for me to, and like even like reverse, right? Like, if I want to eat pizza first thing in the morning, right? Like,
a meal
cares?
is a meal.
Yeah.
Like, I can't eat. Well, maybe a cookie for breakfast ain't a good idea, but it is what it is.
Right.
Like you eat what you eat.
Yeah, I don't think it matters. And like, there's all kinds of things where like if you eat certain breakfast foods, it makes you hungrier.
Yeah.
Throughout the day, like I think cereal is certain types of cereal.
Not to go in on a conspiracy theory here, but if you go look at some of
big
like
breakfast.
big breakfast. If you go look at like some of these websites that like recommend like some of the government funded like health programs, they're like, yeah, for breakfast you should have oatmeal with honey and like raisins and like orange juice and a cup of
your typical Instagram spread.
It's
breakfast.
like, yeah, but it's literally like all high glycemic foods that are going to spike your insulin and then make you crave more sugar throughout the day. And it's just like, what are we doing here?
Yeah. I don't know, man. That's a good question. My favorite things. I mean, I'm sure you've done it too. We all have. Like I used to love hitting IHOP or Waffle House late at night and go and get breakfast.
Oh yeah.
Like I'll be like, especially IHOP, like Waffle House. You're going for breakfast. Everybody's going to Waffle House for breakfast, right?
Are you? Maybe you're just going for entertainment.
Yeah, well that too. But like, I used to love going to IHOP for dinner just to get some pancakes. Like, I'm with you. Smash all day.
Smash, definitely smash.
I got one.
Breakfast. What you got? Oh, let's throw it in.
The beach.
The beach? I'm smashing the beach. Like, I know that some people are weirded out by it. Obviously, with the rip current thing going on right now, obviously that's a whole nother thing. Rest in peace, Ryan Mallett. But I'm smashing the beach, and it's not because of the beach, really. It's not because of like the sand and the water. I like the vibes of it. Everybody knows I'm a vibey guy. I want to sit in the sun near the water. I want to listen to the little birdies, caw, 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 and I want to drink a margarita.
Okay, I understand that.
Okay.
I'm passing.
Hit me with all the negatives. Come on.
Well, yeah, I'm passing. It's a strong pass, number one. Everything you just mentioned sounds fantastic. I could do it all by a pool.
That's true.
Every single one of them. I don't have to deal with the sand. I don't have to lug all this bullshit through the sand. They want to bring umbrellas. Kids want to bring toys. I don't want to do all that. Listen, you ever tried to drug an ice chest through the fucking sand full of shit? No, thank you. I bought an all-terrain ice chest. You know what it doesn't go through? Sand. Bullshit. I don't want to do it. I probably shouldn't be cursing during our sponsored segment, but
we can bleep it out. Also, this is long enough. We can cut certain things.
Listen, I got into it. I was wanting to do this one for a couple weeks now because I got into a heated debate over this.
The beach?
Hard pass on the beach. I don't want to go in the water.
Yeah.
So, like Crab Island, that area?
Yeah.
Cool. Love that.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Just going to Gulf Shores, whatever, it's just too much, man. I don't want to have to come back, wash off by the pool before I can go inside. I got sand in me for fucking days. Like, it's too much. And that's my TED Talk.
I love it. You're not wrong about any of it. And when I say the beach, it's funny because like the first place I think of now when I think of the beach is like 30A or Crab Island, like that whole area. I haven't been to Gulf Shores or like any of those beaches in a long time because I've been spoiled by.
But with Crab Island, you're in the water.
That's true.
You don't have to worry about the sand.
Very true.
You're a boat, water. It's great.
Very true.
The sand is the issue for me. It's really the whole issue is the sand.
And I'm going to reiterate. I'm going to go even deeper into this ice chest situation. We had an off-road, all-terrain wagon that we thought, oh, we'll put the ice chest in that. Nope, didn't work. It's like an anchor, dragging through the damn sand.
Forearms are sore as hell by the time you get there. You don't even want to do anything.
It was literally like three guys, like one's pulling, and me and another guy are like pushing the rear end of this thing because it's full of our ice chest with all of our beer and food and all this stuff. And like,
then the last time we went, kid doesn't want to walk through sand. I'm like, what do you want me to do?
It's hot.
No, it wasn't that it was hot. He didn't like the way it felt. I was like, you got shoes on. I don't like it. I can't carry you and drag this 300-pound ice chest through the sand.
Oh, man. That was a good one. I like that one. We can end on a high note. We're going to go I'm going to save this other one because it's controversial, and I think we can get into it next week. We're going to making your bed in the morning.
So this one's tricky. I smash on the idea of it. Like, yes, I think you should, and I try to, but I fail at doing it a lot. I went through a phase where I think we just talked about it. How I was telling you I was trying to do all these different little things to get in the habits, and every morning it was the first thing I was doing. And I went through a phase of doing it, and then it just kind of fell off.
Yeah.
So it's like, and then it's weird because me and my wife don't wake up at the same times ever. So I was like, why make the bed? You're still in it. It's just going to get ruined.
Yeah. I agree. So I smash on the idea of it as well. And I was doing it for a long time. And then I started having to get up a little bit earlier I have a meeting now earlier in the day, 3 days out of the week. So sometimes I'm like working. I'm actually like in deep work and thinking of things and doing stuff. So when my wife leaves, I'm no longer thinking of going upstairs and making the bed. But when I was making the bed, and even still, if I randomly go up there and make it like after she leaves, it just feels so much better. Like, even if it's not like, okay, I accomplished that. Like, I know that's what it is for a lot of people. If it's just like walking in the room later and being like, oh, my room's clean, my bed's made. I don't know what it is about the bed being made that makes me feel like the room is cleaner, but it feels nice.
Yeah.
Cold. The room's colder somehow. I don't even know how. It just feels better.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just, for some reason, it's like the simplest thing, but it's the thing that gets done the least.
Yeah.
In my house, I guess.
That's true.
It's weird. I'm even trying to like teach my son, like, when you wake up in the morning,
make your bed.
Make your bed.
I would try and teach my daughter that, but she has 75 stuffed animals on her bed.
It doesn't work.
There's no making that.
It's not even worth it.
She came home from her grandma's bed. Our cleaners passed through, and she was so excited that her bed was just neat and like cleaned up. And she's like, "They made my bed," and I was like, "Yeah, you could do that every morning if you wanted to spend an hour and a half."
Yeah, it's tough.
What else we got? That's it. Close of that segment. Moving on.
That was Smash Pass. All right. Let me get into my Duolingo story. You ready?
All right. Yeah, let's do it. Little birdie.
It's a quick story. So, I'm learning Spanish.
Okay.
No reason. Just want to learn Spanish.
Sure.
Wanted to learn something new. I was like, Spanish.
Okay.
So, I'm a little bit through it. Today I was learning, the unit is how to order food. Okay. And they was teaching me meat, fish, sandwich, whatever. And there's a segment where they put the Spanish words up, and then they give you, they put the Spanish words up, and then they give you a list of words, and you're supposed to pick the sentence, right? Or make the sentence.
You're kind of far in. I've done Duolingo before, right?
Yeah, I'm in like unit 3. I'm taking my time. I go through, and then I redo the last unit every day. So I'm trying to like really know it.
There you go.
Anyway, so they put something up there, and I know, and I couldn't figure out the words. I was like, I just learned these. Why don't I know what it is? I knew the last one was hamburger or burger, whatever. Couldn't figure out this word. I'm like, what kind of burger are we doing here? Like, a burger is a burger. I'm like, is it cheese? It wasn't cheese. The answer was fish.
It was like a fish sandwich?
It said fish burger. What is a fish burger?
It probably doesn't translate. Or maybe it does. I don't know.
They said fish burger. Very clearly, the other ones were cheese sandwich, meat sandwich.
Yeah.
Not meat burger, fish burger. What is a fish burger? I don't know.
It's probably like fillet of fish.
That's not a burger.
I think I know what you're getting at here.
That's the argument here.
Let's talk about it. I think I know what
that's the argument here.
Uh-huh.
A burger has meat or fake meat, whatever, like that. Not meat, but it is meat kind of thing we got going on now. Whatever it's called. What's that? So I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. Y'all know.
I can't think. Go ahead.
Beyond meat.
Beyond meat.
Yeah.
We are beyond the meat.
Yes. It's either that or ground meat. That's a burger. Or, I don't know, we make burgers out of Cajun sausage sometimes.
Sure.
You know? Not fish. That's a sandwich.
Okay.
So that's the question here. At what point is a burger and a sandwich a sandwich?
Well, first of all, if I can be very candid about this, they're all sandwiches. Every single one of them is a sandwich.
Okay, if it's between two pieces of bread,
It's
I
a
agree.
sandwich.
I agree. It's a sandwich.
I'm one of those weirdos that will claim a hot dog as a sandwich, and I will go to my deathbed with it.
I guess.
It's
but
meat
also,
between bread.
It's the scenario where a square is a whatever, but a you know what I mean?
You're talking like hoagies and like all that, like the different types of bread.
No, I mean like every burger is a sandwich, but not every sandwich is a burger.
Oh yeah, so like a what is it? A rectangle is a square. No, a square is a rectangle, but whatever.
Yeah,
vice
you know
versa.
what? Math.
I was not good at geometry. Yeah, let's move past it. I know what you mean though. Yes, that is the scenario. That's what I'm getting at. Now, like going the other way, I don't know. Like what makes a burger? I think it has to be. Yeah, I think it has to be like ground meat. Like it has to be ground meat or some type of concoction of that type of ground meat. And you say meat, I guess I'm thinking like game, like gamey meat. Like it can't be out of the sea. It can't be like.
Now there's also veggie burgers.
What else do you call them though? They're imitating a burger. The fish is not imitating a burger. It is a fish sandwich.
It is a fish sandwich.
Filet of fish is a fish sandwich.
If I went to McDonald's during filet of fish season and said I need a fish burger, they're gonna look at me like I'm stupid. But granted, they might look at me like I'm stupid regardless.
I'm gonna be honest. They're still gonna give you a fish sandwich though.
Yeah,
like, they're gonna know. What
yeah, they're gonna be like,
about.
they're gonna go in the back and be like, this dude just ordered a fish burger.
I don't know. I don't want to speak out of my rear here because I don't understand the nuances of the Spanish language, but I would assume there's something with the translation. I don't know why.
But you would think if they're teaching you Spanish.
Yeah, it could also be the app just messing up.
I don't think so.
Maybe not.
I don't think so. We need to ask Marcelo.
Yeah,
I'm gonna ask him.
great guy to ask.
I don't know.
I can hear Spanish. I understand it. I cannot speak it.
It frustrated me. I'm getting decent at it, but it frustrated me because I kept getting it. I got it wrong. I mean, eventually I got it right. There's not that many selections, right? Eventually, I guessed fish. I was like, it's got to be fish, but I was like, I got this wrong.
How does one say fish burger?
I forgot. Well, hamburger is just like hamburger almost.
Right.
I don't.
That's
remember,
what I'm wondering. How you say fish burger?
I don't remember what fish was.
I can't remember what fish.
I've only
either.
read it once.
I see it on the taco menu all the time.
I think it starts with a P.
Pesca. I don't know.
I forgot. Yeah, I don't know. It was like the first time I did it today. I haven't perfected that one yet.
Sure.
I did tell my wife earlier that I love her, but she's very difficult.
Nice.
So, yeah, it's fun. It's been fun learning Spanish, though, on another level.
I should. I need to be better about that.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It just frustrated me. I had a perfect lesson going, and that one got me wrong. Anyway, moving on. You mentioned goals earlier. I want to talk about a different type of goal.
Okay.
What
like
is
a soccer goal, like a hockey goal. Like
what is the worst of these three situations?
Okay.
On a basketball goal, no net, a rip net, or the double rim.
You know, this might be an unpopular opinion, but I think I'm going to go, man, that's tough. Because as I'm about to answer, I'm like, I don't know. Like, for me, it wasn't initially between double rim and no net, but rip nets suck. Like,
They really do.
I think I'm going to go no net. I hate no net.
I think so, too. I think a lot of people would say double rim.
Yeah, I could see that.
You walk up to a court and you see a double rim, you're like,
oh yeah, you're in pain.
Play here.
You're like, oh,
like I don't even want to play here today. But no net, there's always at least one scenario during a game where you're like, I don't even know if that went in.
Yeah, did it go in? Did it not go in? I don't.
Yeah.
At least with
also,
a double rim,
if you hit a good shot, like you want the sound, you want everything.
Yeah. With a double rim, you can clearly tell if someone missed. It's clanking all, like, you know what I mean? Like, unless there's no net on it too, and then I'm just walking
know
away.
A block away whether you missed on a double rim.
If you walked up to a court and there's a double rim and no net, what are we doing?
I'm playing on the double rim.
No, I'm talking about like just that's it.
Oh. I'm taking my ball and I'm going home. We're going to pick up a new sport that day, I guess. I don't know. That's a tough question right there. It's not rip net for me. Like, rip nets suck, yeah, but I don't know. Because then you get to the point where it's like, this net's got to go. But then if you take the net down, then you're in the no net situation.
Yeah.
And it's like, how do you feel about chain nets?
I love them.
Really?
I love them. There's no sound in the world. I know that people
It is
love
the best sound.
Yeah, people love like the swish of a normal rope net, but that chain net when it just sing, like
Yeah.
I can't even describe it. Like
It is the best sound, but it messes up your ball.
you're playing outside anyway.
This is true. But I've also you ever hit your hand on a chain net when it's cold outside? That
No,
sucks.
no, I haven't.
That
First of all,
sucks.
I'm not jumping very high. Now I could hit a net when I'm
Yeah.
jumping. Don't get me wrong. But I also don't play outside when it's cold. I'm such a weenie when it comes to cold weather.
I feel that.
I'm not doing it.
Me too. But I also don't like when it's 120 degrees.
I would rather play basketball when it's 120 degrees.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's a good conversation right there. I mean, you prefer the 120 to 25?
If we're playing sports,
Just in general.
any sport, yes, 100%. It depends on like what I'm outside for. Like I think that's the thing. Like I'm not just trying to go hang out outside when it's 25 degrees, but if maybe I'll light a fire, maybe I don't know.
Dude, I don't want to be outside for no reason. Like we've done the pods now where it's hot and humid.
Yeah.
We've also done them when it was 20 degrees. I think it was legitimately 20 degrees
It's
one night.
tough when it's
and
cold.
I was like, you're just sitting here. I'm like, we gotta go. Like,
I tell you this.
like I'm sweating right now, but I can do this with you all night long.
I said this the other day in our Discord. I was at Junk Drawer Coffee. Shout out Junk Drawer Coffee. Coffee free agents everywhere. I was there the other day, and initially they had the door open, and it was beautiful, but it was getting a little warm because it's hot outside. And then they closed the door, and I'm trying to work. I'm heads down. I'm editing stuff. I'm in meetings for my actual job. And then I'm like talking to somebody that are trying to cancel their account for like my real job. And I find myself not even being able to talk because I'm so cold. And I was just like, how the hell am I this cold right now? It's probably like 65 degrees in here. I don't do well.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't like the argument is always right. Like, oh, I can always throw more clothes on and not take more clothes off.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not trying to walk around in a hoodie and a heavy jacket on top of the hoodie or a long sleeve shirt and the hoodie. Because then you're outside, it's cold, but you go inside, it's hot. Now I got to take this hoodie, carry this hoodie around. Though, you know what the worst is? Going to a concert and it's cold outside.
Yeah.
And you got to dress cold because, especially in New Orleans, where you got to walk through 30 degrees, and then you get inside, or even a Saints game. You get in there.
What do you do with your jacket? Now I'm inside. What do I do with this thing?
Right. I'm not tying it around my waist like I would in high school or whatever. You know what I mean?
Think
Just
of
not
people
happening.
that live in like New York that have to deal with this like all the time. I'm saying New York, but like any state that's like northern that has cold weather issues way
Yeah,
more
but
than
don't
we
you think
do.
your body would just kind of adapt to it at some point, where it's
I
like,
don't know.
maybe not, because my body is not adapted to being hot. We still out here sweating bullets.
I will say this because we're going all over the place, and now I'm going to jump to another topic that is involved with this. There's nothing better for me fashion-wise than being able to layer. Like I love being able to combine a different look. But I'm that guy.
I'm
Like
very lazy when it comes to dressing.
my wife made fun of me because we were flying to Atlanta for a Christmas party, and I had like this nice suit look that I was going with, but I had like a turtleneck, and then I was bringing this 3/4 overcoat. She's like, what are you doing? Like, I was like, babe, this is fashion, okay? You just don't understand.
Yeah, I'm not a big fashion guy.
It is what it is.
All right, one more for you, and then we can.
Let's do it.
Do it quick.
Yeah.
What is give me the number one thing, and then maybe another couple more things on your sports bucket list, as in sporting events you would want to go to. You can be specific, like a team.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah.
Number one thing on the list. Man, that's a tough one. I think number one, I'm gonna go with Green Wave football in a national championship. That would be nuts. It's so unexpected. That would be nuts. That's what I'm going with.
What would be your? So that's your like specific one. What would just be like in general? Like you're not pulling for a team, but you just want to go.
Yeah, I'm going to Fenway.
I like that. Just in general.
Just in general. I don't even care who's playing. Yankee Sox, just cuz, but like I don't care who wins. I just want to hear them sing Sweet Caroline. I want to be
cool.
corny and like just love it.
That's cool. I like that. This question, I thought about this during the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
'Cause I was like, hockey. I've fallen in love with hockey crowds I'm sure you've seen the videos, and I'll be honest, it seems like something you might really be into when they always seem like the early 2000s.
I would go,
dude. Like when the atmosphere was just awesome, and it was like game 40 in the season versus Stanley Cup. It was a blast either way. So I think a Knights game right now might be.
It could be fun.
It'd have to be like number one would have to be like Stanley Cup game, right? If we're talking specifics, just in general, I think I want to go to like a big time like European soccer game.
Yeah, that'd be fun. These are all things that I would put on my list.
Like Man City, Chelsea, or one of those where like
something Premier League.
Yeah, where they say like if you go and you're wearing the other team, like you might get fucked up.
Yeah, I would love that.
Like that, I want to go. I want to go to something out of the country where they're like crazy passionate about it. I think that would be a blast.
I would love it. Just like none of that came as I stopped talking. Then I was like, oh, like FIFA World Cup would be cool, or like just anything like that, like out of the country.
World Cup game would be sick, but I'd want it to be out of the country. I don't want to really go to the U.S. is gonna host.
That's true.
I'm sure people are gonna come here and it'll be great, but it's not the same.
It's not the same. I can go to that same city a week after.
Yeah, yeah. I also thought about this because like the soccer was a reason. Like the Messi experience in MLS would probably be nuts. Like those games are already sold out.
Yeah.
And I mean, a Saints Super Bowl would be awesome. Like it was cool to be here. I've always said the next one I would love to be at. I'm glad for the first one I was here.
Yeah.
Like with people that I like, my family and everything. I want to experience it in person. I mean, I've never been to a Super Bowl, period. So I think it would be awesome to go to a Saints Super Bowl, or even just if I just won tickets to a Super Bowl, it'd be
just any.
That might actually be more enjoyable.
Yeah, because then your team's not
then
playing.
You're just like,
because the Super Bowl itself is kind of like it's just a show now.
Yeah.
Like it's not even like. I don't know. No, like the people that go to the games, I don't feel like they're really there for like some are for sure. Like there's fans that actually go that support those teams, but like it's just a bunch of rich folks that.
Especially when you get into like the cities like L.A., like that was just celebrity on celebrity, right? So, I think I would enjoy it more if it wasn't a Saints Super. Would still go to a Saints Super Bowl, but I would enjoy it more not being my team. Like just go enjoy all the festivities, whatever. And just have a blast. Fun.
I think I would like it more being in the city where it's taking place, but not going to the game, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think it would maybe find like a local bar and just go kick it at a cool local bar and watch the game.
I know that sounds kind of like weird because like, why would you go there? But
because you're right. It's almost, I mean, besides the halftime show, it's just a football game.
Yeah.
Right? Like I guess that's where it's different, whether it's your team or not. Because if it's your team, you're like invested in the game, and it's not just another football game.
Yeah.
But if it's not your team, you're like, cool, I might get to see Rihanna for a few minutes. It's probably better quality on the TV.
It's definitely better quality on the TV.
But no, and you miss the commercials if you're at the game.
Yeah.
You know, that's cool.
Those aren't as good as they
I didn't
used to
think
be.
of like a cool baseball thing, but that's a whole topic I want to get into on.
Yeah, that was my first thought. Now, granted, there's team specific stuff. Like I want to go to a Pels finals game. I want to go to the Super Bowl with the Saints. I want to all these things. The Tulane thing was, and I guess it's kind of different because they're coming off a year where they were like pretty good, but like they haven't been good in a long time. So it's just like the pigs have flown, hell's frozen over. Like reliving that Saints feeling.
If you could go back and go to one event that you weren't at.
I can't pick right now. There's so many. Because, like, my first one's like, obviously the Saints Super Bowl. But it's like, I'd probably want to go to, like, random things that I had no stake in. Not even that. Like, just in general. Like, I'm talking, if you let me go back in time, like, a random Muhammad Ali fight or, like, just, like, random stuff like that. Like, there's so many things I could list out.
Yeah. Man. No,
that's a topic for another time. We'll have to come back to that.
Let's save that because that's good. Now you got me thinking because immediately I went to Cotton Bowl, but now I'm like, there's things before I was born that we can
MJ
go back to.
hitting the buzzer beater like against Utah, like Come on, man.
All
Like
right.
there's so
Yeah,
many.
Let's save that. I'll write it down. We'll save it.
Yeah.
That's really all I got. I had another one, but we don't have to do that one.
Nah, it's fine. We're at about 50 minutes. We had a
we're
good chat.
We're good.
We'll close it out. We've had a lot of additions to the know. So if
Yeah.
you haven't been following, I don't know where the hell you've been because we have been all over the place lately, it feels like. But check out theknow.com. We've added 2 Pelicans-focused folks, Pels Press on Twitter, at Pels Press, and at Dylan, I cannot remember his last name right now. Pels Press is going to do like short form video and writing and anything else he really wants to. Is that his Twitter though? Dylan McNeely. Did I say that right?
Yeah, I don't know what his Twitter is.
Put his first article out. We just shared it on the Know's Twitter, so go check it out. Just talking about Herb Jones and his re-signing, which we didn't even get into tonight. I know we didn't really talk a lot of sports, but just a lot of different things going on. We're really excited. Brew Bros is ripping and running. Man, it's a fun time right now.
Shohei just hit a 493-foot home run. Sorry.
And a pitcher is leading the league in home runs.
That's just stupid. Yeah, shout out to the new guys. I can tell you they've only been on in the group for a day, and they're already got us doing
They're great.
new ideas. And
they're great. Just fresh ideas, fresh thoughts, pushing us to do things we were already thinking of, but just had kind of gone by the wayside. So it's awesome.
And keep an eye out because we're probably going to be looking for a couple more people here soon. We'll get into that. We're 5 episodes away from a year, so just pay attention.
Yeah.
Make sure to follow us everywhere, especially Instagram, because we're doing our Brew Bro stuff now. I don't know if you just said that or not.
I did.
I was shocked by Shohei.
That's all right.
So, shout out Marcelo, honorary Who Effing Knows member.
He's a brew bro. It's
Yeah.
fun. That's it.
That's it, man.
Follow us everywhere. Like, subscribe. If you follow us in a random place, Twitter, Instagram, whatever it is, and you don't follow us other places, please go just quickly follow us. Subscribe on YouTube. We're doing a giveaway. If you're a subscriber, you might randomly win some stuff. We got a lot of stuff to give away. So that's it.
For sure. That's it.
Yeah.
Follow me at the Dave Rainey.
You can follow me at the Patty V. Yeah. Until next time, I guess take care of yourselves.
Deuces.